Thanksgiving dinner. I seriously need to vent, rant and know if I'm being unreasonable here. I'm sorry it's super long, but I feel the details are necessary to understand why it upsets me. I, F23, have been with my boyfriend, 28M, for 4 years now. His family goes to Mexico for each holiday and we alternate. So if we stay in the US for Thanksgiving with my family, we go to Mexico for Christmas with his and vice versa. It's really worked the past 3 years because we each get an undivided holiday with our families, which I honestly prefer than having to split the day festivities between both. In September I gave birth to our baby boy. He's the first and only grandchild on both sides, so I'm sure you all can imagine how excited we all are. This year we're supposed to spend Thanksgiving here and Christmas with my boyfriend's family, and I'm so excited for Thanksgiving. Last year we were in Mexico, and although I truly love going over there, it's not the same. Dinner is not the same reheated. I love my MOMS dinner, so I've been waiting on this. Another reason alternating works for me is because Thanksgiving consists of me and my mom in the kitchen all day cooking, having a few drinks, music, and dancing. On top of spending all day cooking, we pack all the food and go to my grandma's house to still set up and eat there. Her kitchen is super small, so it's easier to cook at our house. So it's definitely a labor of love. My Mill decided this year she would spend Thanksgiving here since we're staying so she can see the baby. This would been totally fine had she actually been okay with coming and spending the holiday with us, but she refused to come. She insists on making her own dinner, taking it to my Bill's house 45 minutes away and eating dinner there. I wasn't super happy, but I would been okay with going had it started early so it wouldn't interfere with my family's dinner since it is our year after all. Nope, she's starting at 7:30, literally 30 minutes before we are going to eat with my family. She doesn't want to move it up, so I suggested to my boyfriend that I could pause all of my preparations, get ready, and take a nice breakfast, brunch to spend a couple of hours at her house, and at least have a meal with them. He agreed, mentioned it to his mom. She got upset and asked why we wouldn't go to dinner. My boyfriend explained to her our plans and that in the afternoon I'll be way busier than the morning and I can't break away. He went on to say that I'm not going to see my family period on Christmas Eve or Christmas, and it's not fair to me to keep me from my family on Thanksgiving when I'm not going to be with them at all on Christmas. She just stayed quiet and we thought that was the end of it. Come today, he mentions breakfast, and asked what we could bring right away. She got an attitude and said nothing, that Thanksgiving is about dinner and not breakfast. If we take anything she won't eat. Literally WTF. I cave just because I hate conflict, and I don't want to put him in the middle, although he has no problem defending me. But fine, I agree, we go to dinner on the condition we return Christmas Day so I can see my family since I'm splitting my Thanksgiving. Again, my boyfriend is totally on board, but what do you know? His mom throws a fit. I'm at a loss. She really wants each holiday to herself, and will get mad if it's not going her way. It's so upsetting because if we go and leave early on Thanksgiving, she'll be mad because we left early. If we don't go, she'll be mad for not showing. If we show for Thanksgiving dinner, but leave early on Christmas, again mad. She really doesn't want me to spend any holidays with my family. My family can't tag along with us to Mexico and they refuse to stay. No matter what, the Thanksgiving I was so excited for is going downhill, and I'm so sad. I'm just grateful my boyfriend has my back completely in all this, but I just know she's going to kill his mood, and it's not the same after that. Am I being unreasonable? What is the best solution because I refuse to not spend time with my family? Trigger warning. There are mentions of domestic and child abuse. If that scares you, then skip to the timestamp on screen. Mill banned me from her house. I'll just list all of the reasons I, 38F, was banned from my in-laws' home, and hopefully you all can give me some feedback about how to handle this. It's been almost 2 years since I got banned, and I've spent every holiday, birthday alone while my 35M is at their house. I use the term in-laws, but we aren't married. My elderly dog requires medication 3 times a day. I live 1+ hours from my in-laws' home, so I can't spend a ton of time out there when I have to go to their house. It's a 2+ hour round trip, and my dog requires medication every 6 to 8 hours. I used to spend the night out there when I had a roommate, but since I don't have a roommate anymore, I either don't go out there or have limited time. This was seen by my Mill as, quote, me not trying hard enough to integrate into their family. I witnessed my Phil lose his temper on my So's daughter. He used his pointer finger to poke her when she wasn't paying attention to him, and he did it so hard she fell down. It looked like he pushed her. I was really bothered by it, but I was never allowed to speak to him about it. He apologized to my So's cousin, she saw it too, but never apologized to me. I was spending the weekend at their house for a holiday weekend, and my MIL told my SIL was told I was cold for the rest of the weekend after this occurred. She told my SIL that she didn't like my attitude, or how I handle small things. MIL told my So and his family that she thinks I'm on the spectrum. She told everyone her theory, and stood behind it confidently. She never said it to my face. I don't think it's appropriate to act like someone being on the spectrum is a bad thing, and the whole thing made me feel awful because of how she framed it so negatively. I have social anxiety and ADHD, so I get very quiet around crowds before I feel safe enough to integrate. She never tried to understand that or give me some grace. In-laws have long horns on their land. One of their long horns scratched, dented my car with their horns. I wasn't offered any help to cover my car's deductible when I wanted to get the damage fixed. I drive a new BMW, so it's not like my car was trashed or cheap when this occurred. My MIL told my So that I was acting entitled and spoiled. My MIL got drunk, emotional after a custody hearing for my So's daughter. I work in the legal field, so I've been to court and read court documents for years. I helped my So with his case. I had frequent communication with his attorney. I had questions before the hearing, because I knew what questions to ask and they didn't, and my MIL said I railroaded the conversation. She was very vocal about how horrible she thought I was at the custody hearing. None of my effort mattered, even though I saved my So tens of thousands of dollars. Lawyer had to do less work, see of my hard work, and ask the important questions. After the custody hearing, we all went back to my in-laws' house. My MIL proceeded to call me a railroading a chicken and I was told, you don't have to deal with it if you can't handle it, when I expressed how emotionally exhausted I am by the situation. We exchanged words loudly and emotionally in front of my So's extended family. Apparently my MIL didn't appreciate that I had opinions about how she was speaking to me, and didn't like that I didn't back down. The same evening, my in-laws went to bed after my MIL, and I had words. After they went to bed, my So and I stayed up for a few more hours, and we drank quite a bit. My So wound up screaming at me, and I sat in my car for about an hour because his anger was out of control. He lost his temper and started saying cruel things, and banging on my car. I wound up leaving at 2 a.m. Luckily, I have a friend who lives 20 minutes from them, and she let me sleep at her house. I was too drunk to drive, but I had to leave for my own safety. My friend's husband made sure I got to their house safely. My MIL never spoke to me about this situation and blamed me for leaving. My MIL also blamed me for his behavior, and advised him to stay away from me. I went to my in-laws' house with my elderly dog on New Year's Eve, and I only agreed to this because I was told, nobody else will be there, just our family. I'm high risk and have lung issues, so I was hesitant to be around anyone on this night since the virus was running rampant. MIL said I was ridiculous and rude because I wasn't getting close to their friends, who were at their house. I wouldn't hug or shake anyone's hand, and I was judged so hard for this. I was really uncomfortable and I could feel their frustration. Well, guess what? I had COVID 3 days later. This same New Year's Eve, I had to bring my dog, see bullet point 1, and I requested that we put up barriers in the open doors that led to their land with the Longhorns. My MIL removed all of the barriers, and kept telling me that I was being ridiculous, and people shouldn't have to accommodate dogs. My dog had cancer, bad hips, poor hearing, eyesight, and had dementia. I couldn't risk her getting loose, or getting trampled by the Longhorns. Nobody cared. I wound up leaving their house rather than spending the night, like we had planned, because it was too stressful to deal with their lack of boundaries. My MIL said that was the final straw with me. When my MIL informed my So that I wasn't allowed at their house, she listed the following. I was on my phone too much and didn't interact when I was there. I storm off when I don't get my way. I'm too sensitive. I'm manipulative. I don't respect their home. My car is a liability. I'm not good for him. but she won't force him to choose them or me. She's manipulating him by pretending she doesn't realize that banning me essentially makes him choose them. My Mil never acknowledged how she, or my Phil, that's a different story, has treated me. It was all one-sided. She said the only way I would be welcome out there was if I apologized to her and my Phil. I told my so I would speak with them about their grievances, but I'm not going to do it at their house, nor will I just issue an apology without a conversation discussing both sides. This was seen as me refusing to apologize. I offered to make dinner at my home, pay for dinner somewhere, and multiple other things. All of these offers were rejected. Even though I tried, I'm still blamed for the distance because I refused to just blindly apologize to my Mil. Since I've been banned, I've spent every holiday and birthday alone. I don't have a family of my own. I spend weekends alone when my so takes his daughter to their house. I'm completely ostracized, and my Mil just lives her life pretending that I don't exist. My so refuses to get in the middle or tell his mother that she's being unreasonable. I'm at my wit's end. I've been with this man for 3 years and cannot see a future with him if things don't change. What if we get married? What if we have kids of our own? Will his mother just refuse to be part of our lives? It's exhausting. How do I fix this without sacrificing my self-worth? I won't apologize for anything I'm not sorry for. I can't fake it. Hey there. Enjoying these videos? Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell icon too so you don't miss an upload. How to finally make Mil hate me and avoid me. All I want for Christmas is her to avoid me and my son. I love this community so much. I had a previous post and all the responses I got really encouraged me, made me see things more clearly. I appreciate the unbiased and non-judgmental opinions. Sorry for my English, it's not my mother language. Now, you don't have to read all this. I'll give a bit of a background, and later an update with a new issue that I'm facing. I got so used to the stress, that having no stress from Mil for 1 week is amazing. Even though she's far, she manages to stress me. We all live in 3 different countries. Ourselves and our families. There are also some cultural differences between us, but I didn't see this as a big deal. Our relationship, me and so, was never easy, but we made through it. Before the son was born, there was no Mil drama. I never really thought she would ever try to move with us. It seems I was so naive. After our son was born, she started to insist. Being the kind of person who knows it all, she crossed boundaries, never understood the word no, insisted she moved in with us, in baby's bedroom even, was hoping for us to plan all family events according to her wishes, etc. I managed, advised only by my mum and dad, to put her back to her place each time. I think it is a success story to keep an intruder away for a bit more than 3 years. Family events, arrangements for the child, birthday parties, even the way my son was dressed, the type of cake etc., all have been decided by me and so. She tried but in vain. Plus vacations. I think it is a success story that I will post later. And all was only my efforts, since so seemed reserved in the beginning, but then unfortunately, gradually took her side. She obviously became frustrated and each time she had the occasion, started criticizing me and so for our parenting, blamed me for different things. Only during a 4-day visit she inspected our house. She may have even photos of certain places in our house. Even though my house is cleaner than hers, and I do very well as a mom, I feel so is dominated and manipulated by her. Now, the issue, I need to figure out a long-term strategy. It all went fine by now, very stressful for me, but managed to keep her away from my son, only a few normal visits and small interactions. The reason is that she will apply for retirement in a few months. Good news is that she will stay in her country. It is legally necessary in order to get the money, and her fund is quite low, so she won't afford to move here and pay a rent here. Moving with us is out of question now. She was told no. But the bad news is that she'll have more free time. She'll want to visit. However, I don't think she will be able to be on flights all the time. Unless she's plain stupid and doesn't care about her well-being in her old age and spends all her money. I usually think in the worst case, and this is the worst case. Unplanned and uninvited frequent visits. I need some ideas. Even if we would break up, this woman will still see my son. I fear for when he will be old enough and she could teach him to say he wants her. She already mentioned that one time, that when he'll see how nice her place is, we'll fight to make him come home with us. It could be a joke, but I hate these kinds of jokes. I will never be such a mill, and I will never want to snatch someone's child or pet. So I don't want her to dominate me. She is not too bright, she's just lacking common sense, she lies a lot, tends to manipulate, she thinks she knows it all. I just don't like her, and my mother intuition tells me that she would not hesitate to turn my son against me, one day. Not sure why I feel this. I don't feel this towards anybody else, and my son gets a lot of socializing and is friends with other adults too, our friends and daycare staff. We are past the 3 years and he has a healthy attachment to me. I never allowed her to be alone with him, I planned everything in such a way I was always there. And I will always be. I never got into burnout or depression, but as another long-term solution I think I should move back closer to my family. I wouldn't be too happy about the move, new job, new place to live, etc., but she is much more tempered when my family is around. I noticed the difference in behavior. I will probably decide according to when, if, how I have to run away from her. I still have some faith that maybe she won't be such hell for me. Maybe a small chance. But meanwhile, I don't want to risk to get even more dominated by this woman, like her son is. I want her to hate me so bad that she doesn't want to be around me or my son. The truth is she is kind of troubled, has very few friends and gets in arguments with everyone, not a single healthy family relationship. I just want her to hate me, that's all. To regret that she ever met me. To run away from me. And at the same time, so to decide peacefully which direction he goes, but I'm sure it will be hard for him, since he loves our little one. Not sure if I'm overreacting and stressing too much, because I raise my son how I want anyway, and I have succeeded by now. Maybe it's a projected fear, I fear that he could be taken from me, emotionally especially, if I'm not prepared. I hope I have the energy to stand my ground. Nice. You made it to the end of the video. Make sure to check out the JustNoMIL playlist for more crazy mother-in-laws. That is all. Dank Wizard out.